Еще раз всем привет, с вами Сабо, на канале. Продолжаем проходить Vampyr. Вампир Джонатан Рид. Два в одном, детектив и врач. И у нас кульминация прохождения сюжета. Мы дошли до леди Эшбери наконец-то. И нам раскроются какие-то тайны. И основной сюжет более станет ясный. Мы ищем нашего создателя. Почему это все происходит в Лондоне, почему люди умирают, почему эта зараза появилась. Много разных почему. И есть тут и Эконы, и Волкодаки, Скали. Много кого мы уже встречали. В прошлой серии я записал на видео, где мы встретили свою сестру, которая, мы думали, что умерла. Она тоже была вампиром. Мы ее убили и похоронили. Вот так вот. Еще раньше мы встречали типа главу Скали, какая-то женщина, я уже не помню, как ее звать. Потом мы встречали нашего создателя, такой в виде крови он. И сейчас мы пообщаемся с леди Эшбери и узнаем еще что-то новенькое про Экона и про стражи вот эти рассвета, или как они называются. Стражи Привена. Так, леди Эшбери, перестаньте меня так называть. Зачем вы смеетесь? Зовите меня Джонатан.
Please, call me Jonathan.
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
Мы, кстати, помогали леди Эшбери вот с той вот... как же ее... Мы ее в предыдущей серии, кстати, тоже завалили. Дороти Крейн. Вот. Она вела там интриги против этой леди Эшбери. В итоге... И она по совместительству помогала бедным, лечила. И как-то так вышло, что она превратилась тоже в Скали, и пришлось ее убить. Вот так вот. Вампиром-убийцей была Мэри.
My sister Mary. She was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
Я убил Мэри дважды.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through her terrible nightmare.
Да, жаль, что мы не могли предотвратить.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying, and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
Должно быть, мой создатель силен.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
Я почувствовал его силу.
I felt this power radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Prewen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
Будто вне времени.
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong Ekon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
Ancient lineage. Древний род. Так, теперь моя очередь задавать вопросы, леди Эшбери.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Какая симпатичная рыжая вампирша.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why truly did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Askalon Club.
Приглашение в клуб высших вампиров Аскалон. Кто они?
Who are they? Really?
They are the embodiment of vampire law in Britain. Some say they influence the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
Они будут бороться со стражем Привена.
How many are they?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals, all of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Бороться со стражем Привена не будут.
Will they fight the guard of Priwen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
Зачем им вы?
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Askalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information and then deciding how to use it.
Почему они не просят вас? Они вам угрожали?
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first. But it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Почему они не просят вас?
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Askalon, for I am a woman. That suits me well, as long as they leave me alone.
Можно ли им доверять?
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
В общем, этот высший совет вампиров, Аскалона, Эконов, это что-то типа маскарада в Блудлайне, который мы ждем, которые... То есть люди не должны знать про вампиров, есть законы вампиров свои. Так, зачем встречаться с ними?
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
Могут стать полезными союзниками. Стоит ли лгать им?
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
Все врут. И люди, и вампиры. Так, главное, покажите свое уважение, она говорит. Окей, они всегда только мешали.
They have done nothing but impede my investigations since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Askalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Askalon Club.
Председатель клуба Лорд Редгрейв.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Askalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
Граф Бристольский. Лорд Редгрейв. Сколько ему лет?
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
Он очень стар. Он просто суперстар. Вы с ним видитесь?
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
Насколько велико его влияние.
How powerful is his reach?
The Askalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
Не все они бессмертны. Кто-нибудь из знакомых?
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Askalon material and has been watched for years.
Магнат.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Я последую вашему совету.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite. But we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind. And they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
Привен и Аскалон будут сражаться.
Will the Guard of Prewen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Prewen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Econs I know would flee the country to escape the bloodbath.
Should we fight back? I will not be hunted down like an animal again.
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them is to put an end to the epidemic. This is the only way to clear the air.
I think I saw them kill an Econ on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
Окей. Что такое Великая Охота?
What is a great hunt?
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Prewen located and destroyed most of the old British vampires.
Уничтожили древних вампиров.
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
Why start a second one?
Prewen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us as the cause of the epidemic.
Нам стоит бежать.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgreive be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgreive had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
Лорд Редгрейв.
What is the plan?
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Askalon, accept their proposition, and use their influence to promote your agenda.
Вступите в Аскалон и воспользуйтесь их влиянием.
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority. You must find its origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the crisis.
Как поступите вы?
What will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
Мы знаем, что вас создал могущественный вампир. Это были вы?
Please forgive my bluntness, but I have to ask. Was it you? Did you make me?
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal, but I swear I had nothing to do with it.
You have no idea at all? You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire underworld.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
Я должен найти ответы.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Askalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
В общем, теперь леди Эшбери будет в этом особняке нас ждать, если я захочу ее еще увидеть. Нет, она не вернется в больницу.
Will you not visit Pembroke again?
No. I must remain discreet and avoid attracting attention to Pembroke Hospital for the time being.
But how will you sustain yourself?
I shall not, Jonathan. Fear not. I'm used to it.
Она не может уже находиться в больнице, чтобы не привлекать внимания, и она теперь будет в особняке.
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgreive, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
Я так благодарен. Она говорит, что не переживал.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Askalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, Really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
Идем к лорду Редгрейву, графу Бристольскому. Пообщаемся. Вот такая леди Элизабет Эшбери. Леди Эшбери, Элизабет. Пообщались мы с ней так серьезно. Ну что, постараюсь добраться до совета эконов этих Аскалона, пообщаться с лордом Редгрейвом, графом Бристольским. Финсбери-гейт. 21 уровень у меня уже. Поговорить с леди Эшбери, мы уже с ним поговорил. Найти главу клуба Аскалон и войти к нему в доверие. Теневой кабинет. Леди Эшбери сообщила мне то, что со мной хочет встретиться лорд Редгрейв, бессмертный президент влиятельного клуба Аскалон. Элизабет считает, что внезапный интерес ко мне связан с тем, что я превратил сестру в сильного Экона. Сестра Мэри, да, кто? Это каким-то образом доказывает, что я происхожу от благородных вампиров, а Аскалон очень высоко ценит хорошие родословные. По ее словам, я должен принять это приглашение и играть по их правилам, пока это соответствует моим интересам. Я последую совету, постараюсь как можно скорее предстать перед лордом Редгрейвом, графом Бристольским. Явиться в клуб Аскалон. Ну давай. Ну и в принципе не так уже и далеко и идти как бы. Нам как бы. А тут что? Доступен новый диалог с леди Эшбери. Уже доступен прям. Да ну, я ж только недавно с ней поговорил. Странно. Давайте.
So, time to visit the Askалон Club.
Быстренько пообщаемся с лордом Редгрейвом. Надеюсь, что быстренько. Так, куда там мне правильно? Да. Сюда же. Так, надеюсь, тут пройду.
It's locked.
В районе появилось новое убежище. Зашибись. И чё, я теперь тут не пройду, мне придется обходить-то все. Просто зашибенно. Да, получается, тут не могу пройти. Придется обходить. Что не совсем круто. Так, я слышу тут какие-то звуки, вот какие-то вампиры стругают. Какой-то махач. Но этого в списке нет. Где я там пройти не могу. Черт.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
Печально. Мне надо как-то обойти. Все добро. То есть добраться еще нужно до этого лорда Редгрейва. О, пацанчики, привет. Новый коллекционный предмет. Это какой? Почему она не пишет, что какое новое? Братство Павла, Великая охота. Весьма, но... Отлично. Патрончики взяли. Пистолет, кстати, довольно неплохо сносит. Так. Да, вот придется вот так вот обходить.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
West End, он тоже тут живет, да? Окей. Кто у нас тут? Да, все правильно. Братишка. Отлично. Затащили на изи. Окей. Пройдемте дальше по салону. Уже почти у цели. Почти. West End. Состояние района стабильное. Так, тут я вижу уже люди какие-то появляются на горизонте. Отлично.
The Askalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Я хотя пообщаюсь со всеми, кого я вижу.
Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
Так, ему нужно лечение. Потеряться жизнью в Лондоне. Задать лишние вопросы о родных в Лондоне.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
London's lone gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
Окей, гурман. О, не поздновато ли для торговли?
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
Разве это не опасно?
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids. And all the random violence.
Please, sir. This is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Так, мои вкусы очень специфичны.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Сюрприз для одинокого гурмана. Новое расследование.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
Колхун Рассел. Доступна новая информация.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
You cannot expect the newspapers to expose the truth while the war is still raging. I can assure you that the situation here is desperate.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
Окей.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure you will take care of yourself.
Так, с одним мы уже перебазарили. Кто еще есть? Неизвестно, неизвестно. Вот с этим вот можно перебазарить.
Remember, don't let any strangers come.
А ну,
Good evening,
стоянка.
sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was
Старый
true,
друг.
for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Ну, его надо лечить. Лечить.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
Давай не выпендривайся.
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
Так. Когда ты вернулся в Лондон?
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think
Про
about
вампиров
war
нам
either
сказал.
since my return.
Of course. The epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. So many things have happened.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
Венера Кроссли.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Так, ну больше мне нечего его спросить.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Ну и как мне с его женой пообщаться? Так, я ему дал лечебную эту микстуру. Дружбану этому. Вот тут еще осталась чувишка.
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Econs. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
А чё она какая-то такая афроамериканская дочка? Леди Эшбери? Дочка леди Эшбери. Элизабет Эшбери. Это Шарлотта Эшбери. Да ну. О, я прям не знаю, что ей задать. Сведения о районе, чем вы занимаетесь, что вам известно обо мне. А, удочерили?
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see, and one day I'll have my death to face.
Как вы встретились с леди Эшбери?
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Econ, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Of course not. You have nothing to fear from me, or your mother.
Good to know. And don't worry, my mother told me everything I need to know about vampire tricks, their nature as well as features.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
What are you doing out here?
You mean what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are.
If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Два новых расследования.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Опа.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How is it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Так, пообщались мы. С Шарлоттой. Ну что, давайте попробуем зайти в этот наконец-то особняк. Куда мы как бы и собирались. Пообщаемся еще, сколько успеем, с лордом Редгрейвом. Сюда мы и направлялись изначально. Клуб Аскалон, Вест-Энд.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Askalon Club, I presume.
The Askalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Askalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgreive is waiting on you upstairs.
О, еще один умный вампир. Слуга. Теневой кабинет. Клуб Аскалон. Ну-ка, ну-ка, ну-ка. Кульминация своего рода. Тут у нас стражи.
There has been quite a battle here.
Здесь прошла настоящая...
I'm sure the Askalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Целая битва. Так, я надеюсь, мне не придется сегодня драться с этим лордом Редгрейвом, а то у меня не хватит крови и так далее. То есть я рассматриваю разные варианты. развитие событий. Куда выходишь? Лорд Редгрейв ждет наверху, а меня потянуло в подвал, блин. Или на улицу. Серьезно? Вест-Энд. Да, я вышел во двор. Я вышел во двор. Да, и тут у нас есть убежище, это хорошо. Можно будет сохраниться. Тут, кстати, музычка появилась. Заходим. Давай. Клуб Аскалон. Серьезный клуб. А ты не будешь со мной говорить? А ну скажи пару слов.
Welcome to the Askалon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
Тут еще есть комнатушка. Море крови. Ух ты, какая лампа. Письмо. История и цели клуба Аскалон. Клуб Аскалон — ассоциация джентльменов, которые стремятся втайне охранять интересы короны. Я основал этот клуб в 1837 году, чтобы отдать дань уважения своему создателю, Уильяму Маршалу, первому графу Пембрукскому, истинному защитнику Англии. Все члены клуба должны быть из хороших семей и обладать безупречными моральными качествами, поскольку членами клуба могут стать смертные, которые тщательно изучать и оценивать. Прежде чем предложить их бессмертие, целью клуба является поддержание респектабельных традиций и норм поведения добропорядочного вампирского общества, а также сохранение и усиление гегемонии Англии в мире. Мы истинная элита британского общества, мы Аскалон, копия Святого Георгия, который это защитник Англии убил дракона. Мы сами копьеносцы, поэтому клянемся защищать интересы империи. Лорд Редгрейв, основатель клуба, закон Аскалона. Он граф Лорд Редгрейв, и граф он бристольский. Вот так вот. Это его кабинет. Тут закрыто у нас.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right. Yes, it is. Ну, давай. Вот наш, походу, лорд. По идее, как бы. Давай, встреча с лордом. Интересное событие. Чистили немножко. Хорошо. Лорда. Какие красивые картины. Доспехи. Ну почему бы и не почистить немножко. Это я только налево пошел, да? Вот там у нас.
Good evening.
Вот лорд. Нет, не он. Вот он. Лорд Редгрейв. Или нет?
My good friends, if I may have your attention.
Да, вот.
Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him. Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Askalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgraive, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgraive.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Да, мы дружим. Я восхищаюсь ей.
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our enemies, the Guard of Priwen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed. But first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Askalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Askalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
Что подразумевается членство?
What does it mean to be a member of the Askalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Правительство признает вас?
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Askalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
What is the Askalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Askalon mean?
Askalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Askalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Askalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
Кровью договор подписываешь. Клятва. Вступление в клуб Аскалон.
Delightful. Welcome to the Askalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Поговорить с лордом Редгрейвом. Мы уже поговорили с ним.
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign Ekons. This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
I was chased by a gigantic Valcod 2 nights ago. I thought it was Fergal coming back, but no. That creature barely spoke English.
Поговорить. Лорд Шеффилд. Лорд Хаммерсли. Неизвестный. Лорд Финни. Лорд Хатчинсон. Лорд Редгрейв. И этот неизвестный дядька, ну.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
I feel perfectly fine. Do I have cause for concern?
Do not be alarmed. The Askalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
Is not the nature of this club a secret, shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgreave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear. A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Город из старпёров. Мне напоминает Гобсека.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish, and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You are spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Askalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Есть новые горожане, которых можно убить. Лорд Редгрейв хочет, чтобы я применил свои познания в медицине и ликвидировал все возможные источники распространения инфекции в Вест-Энде. Он очень обеспокоен тем, что эпидемия может затронуть богатые районы Лондона. Понятно. Вот так вот. Расспросить местных о потенциальных источниках инфекции в Вест-Энде. В общем, мы добрались до 4-го акта. Глава 4. Найти источник эпидемии в Вест-Энде. И на сегодня мы тут будем заканчивать. Я думаю, это будет благоразумно. Вот наш Лорд Редгрейв.
Have you heard the rumors of some horned vampire revealing himself and singing obscure songs around the city? What is this new malevolence?
Skulls have been spotted everywhere in London.
Мы добрались до Лорда Редгрейва, поговорили, вступили в клуб Аскалон. И мне нужно вернуться к леди Эшбери и расспросить местных людей о потенциальных источниках инфекции в Вест-Энде. Всем доброй ночи, всем до встречи на канале. С вами был Сава, проходим Вампир за доктора Донтнода Рида. Пообщались мы сегодня с леди Эшбери, с лордом Редгрейвом, вступили в клуб Аскалон. И нас ждет много чего интересного еще. Чувствую, я близок уже к кульминации этого всего. Всем пока-пока, до встречи.